I'm Kellen Adams, and this is your school community update. First, I want to thank our Pioneer families for their participation at each of our back-to-school events last week. Our staff has been working hard in preparation for a successful school year. Developing and maintaining strong working relationships with our parents, guardians, and community members is absolutely critical for positive outcomes for our students. The first official day of the school year is on Tuesday, August 15th, and we look forward to deepening the key partnership between schools and homes throughout the year. Behind the scenes, our business office has been working to develop a budget that will help to support the success of our students. The next step is a vote on August 21st to publish a budget for a public review period, with eventual approval of a budget by the Board of Education after a public hearing scheduled for September 11th. Per state law, the Truth in Taxation Act requires that if a school district believes they will need to exceed a revenue-neutral rate and collect more tax dollars than the previous year due to a change in valuation that results in a recommendation to increase the mill levy, they must notify the county clerk by July 20th. This allows time for the clerk's office to send notification to the community. That's the process and the schedule that we are following, and it is important for our patrons to understand that their voice is important. I think it is equally important that our community understands some additional truths in taxation specific to Leavenworth USD 453. Our school district has actually reduced the mill levy by 16 mills over the last 10 years. Last year, the Leavenworth Board of Education voted for a budget reduction that included a 4 mill decrease from the previous year. That budget collected $876,000 less in local property taxes, which resulted in missing out on an additional $481,000 in state aid. I want to restate once more, the Leavenworth School District has decreased the local tax burden over time and has managed to remain under 60 mills since 2018. Unfortunately, our school system is struggling with the same challenges and negative impacts of inflation as our homeowners. Everything costs more today than it did 2 or 3 years ago. Safety upgrades, educational resources, food costs, fuel costs, property insurance, utilities, equipment, you name it, every line item is up. I want to be as open and transparent as possible and share with you that we have informed the county clerk of a maximum mill levy amount of 56.259 mills for the 23-24 school year budget, which would represent an increase of just over 3 mills from last year. While still under 60 mills in total, it would represent a marginal increase from 2022-23, yet still remain lower than 21-22. For homeowners of a house appraised at $200,000, this would represent an annual increase of about $62 in total, or just over $522 per month. We've created a visual aid to show what those potential costs look like for homes of increasing value. Please note that the 56.259 mill levy is still lower than in 9 of the last 10 years. I believe you also find it to be lower than most similar sized districts in Kansas, which provides educational services to approximately 3,500 students. In simple terms, after last year's local tax decrease, remaining flat or providing another decrease this year will jeopardize our ability to keep pace with inflation and still continue to provide current levels of service. While it does not benefit Leavenworth community members without children in our schools, we hope that providing free breakfast and lunch service to all students this year will more than offset the cost of any proposed increase. Those cost savings of nearly $850 for the year for each student that buys both breakfast and lunch at school, meaning that money will go back into the pockets of Leavenworth families and might also find its way back into the local economy. What I'm sharing with you today does not represent final budget action, but I do want to inform you of what could be the maximum possible impact on Leavenworth taxpayers. That decision will not be finalized until Monday, September the 11th. There is a financial cost associated with maintaining safe and secure facilities, and there are certainly also costs associated with preparing students for success for a variety of post-secondary options. I would personally welcome any questions you might have about school finance, the revenue neutral rate, or our budget development process. These are important conversations that we take very seriously, and I don't want anyone to feel that they have to wait until the next Board of Education meeting to have their questions answered and concerns and suggestions heard. I can be reached during normal business hours at 913-684-1400 or via email anytime at kellen.adams@lvpioneers.org. I look forward to continuing to share our story with you in the weeks to come and throughout the school year. And I thank you in advance for your interest in Leavenworth USD 453. Take care.